Literally the first thing I do when I haven't even brushed the sleep out of my eye is wake, hydrate, and take my Epetōme. Good morning, gang. I thought I would take you along for a what I eat in a day, but more of a vloggy style, and I'm not actually filming any specific recipes today, so this is just a lot more of a realistic what I eat in a day. About 6:10. I always wake up at 6 a.m. every single day. I go for my morning walk, that's my non-negotiable, and I like to walk for about an hour, and during that I'm going to pop to M&S, pick up some of my favourite little bits and bobs that I need for the day. I guess less polished style of content creation, but I just thought I'd do something different. I'm gonna go get changed, head out on my walk, and I will see you guys soon. The hardest thing about going to M&S is not buying clothes now. One of these pots has 20 grams of protein in, and is basically my protein bar of choice. The best. I'm obsessed with these as well. They're like the perfect light sweet treat. I've got this hot cross bun bag from Gales, which I think only has a very short season, but I'm still using it past Easter.
I still think it looks really cool.
Yeah, it's a nice one, isn't it? Cool colour. Shortbread tea, always. So I just got back from my morning walk. I always like to time my morning walk to go to the shops, pick up all the bits and bobs that I need today. I've actually got a new hyperfixation breakfast. I'm normally a savoury breakfast person, but this is the yogurt bowl that I cannot stop thinking about. I posted this on my stories the other day, but I have this kind of pre-mix that I make myself. It's got chia seeds, whole flax seeds in. You can use milled, but I like whole because whole flax seeds in studies have shown to stimulate the gut lining, which helps you go to the bathroom regularly. I've also got walnuts in there. Walnuts are so good for your heart health. They're incredibly anti-inflammatory. They contain loads of plant-based omega-3s too. And then pumpkin seeds, fiber, magnesium, all those healthy fats. I've got this little scoop. It's my OXO airtight containers. They're brilliant. This means that I can just store this for months and months and it stays fresh. But all I'll literally do is take 1 scoop of that mix, add it to about 200 grams of yogurt. And I actually did this before I went out on my morning walk. Here's one I made earlier. Get one of my Kilner jars, add in my yogurt. This is the M&S 5% Greek yogurt. I love this one. And then a scoop of the seed mix into there, give it a little mixy. And then by the time I get back from my walk, I normally walk for about an hour in the mornings, the yogurt turns into the most gorgeous, rich, thick consistency. It feels so filling, and that's what I love. I think that's what I really like about a savoury breakfast. I feel like it keeps me really full and satisfied. But this bowl, because it's got so much protein and fibre in, it's going to do exactly the same thing. And I'm going to show you how I finish this now and would serve it for breakfast. This is also a brilliant thing for you to kind of throw together, stick into a jar. If you're someone who likes to commute to work but save your breakfast for a little bit later, and then just spreading that into my bowl, you can see just the amazing thick consistency that it goes. It's so unctuous and delish. I've got the raspberries, which are actually one of the highest fibre fruits per 100 grams, and then blueberries for all those lovely antioxidants. Absolutely love this nut butter. This is the Pippa Nut Crunchy Almond Butter. And the thing that's really nice is it literally only contains almonds and sea salt. That is it. And I got distracted in M&S, of course, as everyone does, and I picked up some passion fruit. I love passion fruit. If I ever go on holiday and there's passion fruit on the buffet, I am raiding that. The reason why is fiber again. So when you eat things like raspberries and passion fruits, you're eating the seeds that are naturally contained in them. If I tried to push some raspberries through a sieve, all of those little seeds would stay on the other half. And that's basically additional fiber, exactly the same way that I'm adding the fiber in through my chia seeds and my flax seeds. Getting in those seeds through the passion fruits and the seeds in the raspberries is just going to give me that extra little boost. I always think a passion fruit is so pretty. Spoon that onto my bowl. Now, something that I'm obsessed with putting on my yogurt bowls, and it actually does make a really lovely difference, is a tiny little bit of fresh mint. A few little bits of freshly chopped mint. Gorgeous. Tiny little bit of sweetness with some of this raw honey that I picked up for far too much money at like a farmer's market, but we support small business. And that is my breakfast. So I've got my shortbread tea, I've got my lovely yogurt bowl that has soaked with all of that flaxseed, chia seed, walnut and pumpkin seed mix. I've got a little scoop of crunchy almond butter from Pip and Nuts. I've got blueberries, raspberries, passion fruit, a little bit of raw honey, some fresh mint, and I mean, I'm so excited to eat that. There's you, there's you. Obsessed with this bowl. Today I have a day of lots of editing, lots of laptop work. Make some chicken shawarma tacos for lunch. I made them yesterday. I filmed them as a short form for Instagram. They were so good. My husband was out, but he came back and there was none left, and he was like, so I was like, don't worry, I'll make them tomorrow. So when I went to Marks and Spencer this morning, I picked up the extra bits and bobs. So I will make those together with you. So I will see you guys in a minute. Super quick get ready this morning. I'm about 3 weeks out from publication of So Good Express, so it's all guns blazing now. But I'm gonna go smash a couple of hours of work. The to-do list is always really, really long because I've got my hands in? Yeah, not even fingers in pies, I've got my hands in pies. I've got my whole head in the pie. It's all good, and I love what I do. And I look forward to lunch. Shawarma tacos. Right, that was productive. I feel like I've gone absolutely square-eyed now though, but let's make my current obsession, my chicken shawarma inspired crispy tacos. So I've got a handful of cherry tomatoes, a leftover bit of red pepper, and then some of these pre-cooked chicken fillets, which are just so easy and versatile. And this means that I can throw this together in about 15 minutes. I actually store all of my tomatoes and vegetables in my little silicone OXO bags. These are so versatile and useful. I love them. It's a great way to organize my fridge. So first thing I'm gonna do is prep the filling that goes into the crispy chicken tacos. I kind of wish that I did double of this yesterday because that would save me even more time today. Also that red onion. And for the cherry tomatoes, literally just cut into little quarters. Take a couple of those pre-cooked chicken mini breast fillets and just shred those up. So spices, I go for ease. I literally just have the M&S shawarma kebab seasoning. And this has cumin, smoked paprika, cinnamon, cayenne pepper, black pepper, star anise, allspice, nutmeg, cloves, ginger, onions, salt, garlic, black onion seeds, dried red peppers, roasted coriander seeds, crushed red chilies, ground bay leaves, dried mint, dried basil, and dried parsley. Hence why I like to buy it in a spice blend because it's just so much easier. Yum, yum. So just chucking everything into a pan with a little crack of salt. Just quickly start to saute that down. Adding about a heaped tablespoon of that shawarma spice mix. I do actually like mine a little bit spicier, so I'm going to add a couple of extra chili flakes. And then about a tablespoon of tomato puree. Adding a little splash of water just to create a bit more of a saucy mix. And then I'll just take my pre-cooked chicken, add that to the mix. Make sure you season well. That is my kind of chicken, red pepper, tomato-y shawarma filling. So I'm just gonna set that to one side just to cool down slightly. And whilst I do that, I'm gonna make the glaze, which we're gonna brush over the tacos. It's gonna give it that kind of lovely, crispy, golden crunch. So the glaze is gonna be some extra virgin olive oil, pomegranate molasses, sumac, and a little bit of garlic. So into my ramekin, I'm just gonna add that oil and also some tomato puree. Giving that a little mixy. So grabbing my tacos, just taking a nice little spoonful of that chicken mix. Don't want to overfill them, but be generous. We'll fold over, and that lovely tomatoey filling will just make them stick. And then just taking that mix, I'm just gonna lightly brush these. You can pan fry these if you want. I'm just gonna stick into the air fryer just for ease, and I find that it actually makes them go a little bit crispier. So I'm gonna stick those in at around 200 for probably about 8 to 10 minutes. Whilst that's doing its thing, let's make a nice garlic yogurt dip. Bit of lemon juice, pinch of salt. I like the smoked salt from Malden, which I get these jumbo tubs off Amazon. They're fantastic. I always like to add a couple of extra veggies. So sliced cucumber, my nice yogurt garlic sauce. And that is my rather lovely lunch. Crispy chicken shawarma tacos with a garlic yogurt dip, fresh sliced cucumber, a peppermint tea. I mean, I could not be happier or more excited to eat this. Oh, they are so good. You guys have to make these. I actually got a class today at 5:30 at Carve. Carve is basically like Mega Reformer, so it's Pilates but heavy resistance. So you do much heavier springs than traditional Pilates, heavier squats, kickbacks, great upper body. I'm obsessed with it. I absolutely love it. And then I'll come back, rustle something up for dinner. I actually have no idea what I'm gonna have for dinner at the moment. I've got a few leftover bits and bobs in my fridge. So dinner may just be some sort of fridge raid, we'll see. A little snack. This is some super seeded crackers from M&S with cottage cheese and crispy chili oil. So good. Mmm. Go have some dinner. One thing that Aaron always does, and we call it the love tonic. This is the love tonic.
There isn't any tonic in there yet.
Well, TBC love tonic. Wow. There's also something about a glass straw. Wow, that's perfect. So dinner, I'm gonna just keep it super simple. I quickly ran to the shops and picked up, I wanted sea bass, but they only had tuna. So I've got some tuna, which is a bit bougie. I fancied it and I just thought, treat myself. And this is my leftover super greens spring potato salad, which is a lovely mix of peas, asparagus. I've got mint, parsley, spring onion, dill, lemon, yogurt, mustard, olive oil. Oh, it was just a spring delight. So I'm literally just gonna have some potato salad and a nice bit of grilled tuna. I'm actually just gonna season this tuna with a little bit of salt and pepper. But I think that's the beauty of doing something that preps really well like that. I can just come back in, it's about 7:30 now, and make something that is genuinely really healthy, super speedy, and also just delicious. Tuna is a fantastic protein source, but fresh, you obviously have to be careful with the mercury, so I only try and have tuna like this once every 2 weeks. I'm cooking both these off because I'll probably have another one in like a salad the next day. So I just managed to not press record, which is fantastic, but I'll update you on where I am. I basically quickly seared off these tuna fillets about 3 minutes only, so super quick. This is such a brilliant formula because Salads like this potato salad is basically what I call a salad that won't go soggy. So it's super hearty. I will make a big batch of this and it will literally last 3 days in my fridge. It's just as good on day 3 as it is day 1. Potato salads, pasta salads, dense bean salads. I'm gonna put my nice little bit of seared tuna on there. So that's what my bowl is looking like. I just fancy some nice tomatoes with this as well, actually. That is my little finished plate. This is basically like veg and protein. Not every single thing has to be an amazing worldy recipe. I think this is sometimes a realistic thing that I will make when I'm not recipe testing or I'm not filming for new recipe purposes. It's a very functional dinner. So I've got my protein with that lovely big tuna steak. I've got my healthy fats through, I've added some avocado, tomato, and a black olive salad onto this as well. Then I've got my nice little potato salad, which I pre-prepped in my Black+Blum containers always. I had a nice little wedge of lemon, and I've also got this bougie saffron mustard that I got when I went to Paris, and some jalapeno Tabasco as well. So I'm gonna douse that all over this. But that is my lovely, perfect little dinner plate. Yes, we are having not a TV dinner, but a laptop dinner.
Hey. Yeah? I'll show the second years.